Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I think it takes you out when so I have to join back immediately.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start with greeting people out there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, viewers. Welcome to my channel, Heart to Hearts. Here we bring you news and gist from Nigeria and even those in diaspora. Thank you for watching my video. For those of you who have subscribed, thank you. For those of you who watch my videos even without subscribing, I want to thank you as well. And I hope that one day you'll be touched to subscribe to my channel. Okay. Today we have a guest, and his name is Ethelbert Chukwugozie. He's someone who is very, very good at our social problems, social issues, and everything that have to do with Nigerian politics and even things happening all over the world. He's well read. He's a PhD holder, so he's a doctorate degree holder. So my people, if you give us some time, I believe you'll be happy you were here. Tag your friends and family to join us on this live show. Thank you. Up to you. Okay, so I will hand over to you, Dr. Ethelbert, to take the floor now. Thank you.
Okay, good day, everyone. I am so happy. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I am so happy to be here this evening or this afternoon or this morning, depending on where you are and where you are listening to this broadcast this moment. I think Nigeria is a wonderful place, and I also think that this generation of Nigerians, which I must say I am privileged to be part of, is the generation that is going to break Nigeria out of the rat race where we've been all along. I call it because my grandfather told me the same story of Nigeria. My father told me the same story. I am telling the same story now to my children, but I'm hoping that my generation will break out that cycle and the stories our children will tell will be different from that which we have told them. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Okay. So I know you have a lot of things to share with us, things that are trending even on Twitter and even on our general news stations in Nigeria. So I'm happy for you to take the lead and share what's trending with us today.
Yeah, that's a whole lot, to be honest. We've just got a new government in Nigeria, even though the election is being contested. The election of the presidency in Nigeria is currently at the Election Petition Tribunal. The Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party happens to be the petitioners. They are contesting the result of the presidential election because obviously INEC didn't seem to have lived up to expectations. That's no news. It is the news that is trending all over the world. They're challenging the presidency of the current president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Vice President Shetima. But aside from that, too, some other things are popping up. For instance, I saw on Twitter yesterday about someone who is lobbying to become a minister. I don't know if we could share it to our viewers. It's something that I know that some people may have seen, but I still believe that we could look at it together. That someone who is lobbying to become a minister in Nigeria bought $500 million. Is it $500 million or $50 million? With which he wants to use to do what? To bribe the brother of the chief of staff to the president. So it's more like a business of the chief of staff and his brother to be shortlisting, as it were, people who will be ministers, because as we know, apparently the chief of staff, yes, the chief of staff have access to the ear of the president. As you can see here, it says Jack Rich Tian, the owner of Belama Oil, who is desperate to secure a ministerial position on Bola Tinubu's list, traveled to Abuja on Sunday morning with 500 million naira in cash and its equivalent in dollars. Now, why? Because he wants to secure a place. He wants to become a minister. Now, I am asking myself, shouldn't this give us a trouble? Shouldn't this worry us that someone wants to become a minister? And so he's trying to pay his way through with about 500 million naira worth of dollars. The question we need to ask ourselves is, if this person eventually becomes a minister, would he not see this 500 million naira as an investment? Besides, if you read the text, it says also in paragraph 2, Deolubaja Biamiala's younger brother facilitated the deal at the Federal Palace Hotel in Lagos. It's surprising that even the location where the deal was facilitated was known. During the campaign, Jack Rich had previously given Bola Tinubu 1 billion naira, which means this person has already front-loaded an investment of buying the future of ministerial position with about 1.5 billion naira. So if it is an investment that is expected to reap 100% or 200%, imagine that we are already sacrificing the future of Nigeria. And it's so surprising, because I also saw in another tweet sometime, I think yesterday or today, the former Minister of Justice and Attorney General, that he is rich by more than 500 billion naira. So how could he have gotten about 500 billion naira, gotten himself enriched to that much by being a minister? The salaries of the ministers are known, and the salary of a minister cannot be more than that of a president. But it is alleged in a tweet again that someone like him is buying hotels, So if it is true that what this current minister, this outgone minister, the allegations against him were true, then you can now see the reason why this one is really to invest about 1.5 billion, so that he himself maybe could be as rich as 500 billion before he leaves government. So it's a simple and a straightforward thing, isn't it? It's a very simple and a very straightforward thing. But another thing we have forgotten is the fact that Naira, as at today, is selling for more than 750 Naira per dollar. And we were told by the first tweet we saw here that the guy bought that liquidated 500 million.
Yeah.
500 million.
Yeah.
In dollars. So this dollars was not as a result of earnings he made by exporting something.
No.
This dollars is the little foreign exchange we have in Nigeria that he's mopping up. And that is just one person. It's like I'm getting some echoes. Do you have two systems talking? I'm getting some echoes in my ears.
Okay, I'll just put myself on mute.
Okay. So this $500 million, 500 million naira, which is liquidated into dollars, is chasing the same dollars that importers are chasing. Is chasing the same dollars that students want to use to pay school fees overseas. Is chasing the same dollars that people who are sick and who need to travel overseas for medical attention because we don't have the facilities in Nigeria they are chasing. And so some innocent Nigerians will have to buy dollars for more than 750 Naira because some politicians, in order to make 500 million Naira compact, have mopped up all the dollars that are on the street. Because you do know that when there is no supply, when demand is greater than supply, prices will go up. And I am just worried. And I definitely think that Nigerians need to brace up and ask themselves, what kind of government do they want? And what kind of leaders do they want in government? This is very, very important. And that's, I could say, my own heartfelt concern, what is bothering me, that I feel like sharing these thoughts of mine today, because it can't continue like this. Nigerians need to ask themselves, what do we need to do? How do we go about resolving this? I don't know what the outcome of the presidential election petition will be, but either way it goes, it is important for us to know that life cannot continue like this. We cannot allow only one set of people to be destroying us, determining what happens, what becomes of our future. That is not the way things are meant to be. So I don't know if there is anything you want to say with respect to all these things that are happening, but these are my worries, my concerns.
I know the situation here in Nigeria is just something else. Just look at how dollars, how pounds have gone so high within a short period of time after the swearing in. So with this tweet, I'm just thinking that it might be due to all this money exchanging hands. That's why. Because there is no other, we can't pinpoint any other thing that's causing this increase in the rate. It's what it is. And the best way forward would be to make our politics less attractive. I think that's still the best option. And that's by cutting down salaries and everything, so that people will be going there with the mindset to serve, not to have their personal gain. So there is a lot of work to do. I believe so. But we'll go to our next issue on ground. I don't know if you're prepared for that, Mr. Dr. Etelbe.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So I'll just share the next one. Just give me a minute. Okay. I think that's our next.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yes.
Yes. Yes, I remember. I made mention of this. I made mention of the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, who has been accused of embezzling billions of dollars and using a significant portion of the stolen funds to acquire hotels. Malami is known to own Jam Valley Hotel and Resort in Kebbi State. In Abuja, Katsina, okay, maybe it is a group of hotels in Kebbi, Abuja, Katsina, and Kano. It is alleged that Malami's net worth exceeds 500 billion. Now, what it means is that we're talking about something that is more than almost $100 billion net worth. One person in Nigeria corruptly amassed this kind of wealth to the detriment of millions of Nigerians who are suffering. Now, let us just ask ourselves, how do these people sleep when they go to bed? And what do they hope to achieve with all this? So, funny enough, it looks like what it does is that they simply do this thing so that they can keep on determining who comes to power and using this to cause troubles around the world. Because you can imagine if this person were to even deploy this kind of money in his state, build schools, build hospitals, it's going to impact people in a far much better way. But they wouldn't do it. So, to be honest, I am so worried that some people who are also beggars allow themselves to be used by these people in our culture when they support them. Because if you say that they are rigging elections, they use people to rig such elections. They use people, they use Nigerians, they use youths. So even though you say, yes, the cost of governance should be reduced, but it's also nice that youth will begin to ask themselves, should I allow myself to continue to be used by this kind of people? So I think these are the questions everybody, we need to begin to sensitize ourselves and sensitize the youth. So I think it's a challenging thing. There was a slide you told me about how much Naira sold today in Nigeria. Do you have it, please? Can you share it? Let us see.
Okay, just one moment. Honestly, they've used poverty to weaponize, they've used it as a weapon so we can be at their beck and call. So an average Nigerian will just support somebody that is rich because they feel they will get something from the person, which is where we are getting it wrong, because these people know that situation and they use it. They won't make things better, like Dr. Etel said. Even the roads to their village, they will not try to do, let alone creating jobs. So that's their own weapon. Or an average Nigerian needs to understand this to be able to know the best way forward for us and for our next generation. Yeah, that's the slide with the exchange rate.
Okay, this is how much Naira versus dollar closed on Friday. Today, it closed at 768 Naira 17 kobo for $1. And on Friday, it was 770 Naira 17 kobo. Now, the turnover, the whole dollar that changed hand in Nigeria on Friday was $125,470,000. And today it was 198,130,000,000, $130,000. Now, assuming that 500 million we are told that somebody used, 500 million, if we divide it by, say, 760, let's know how many dollars 500 million divided by 760. It means that the person bought about $670,000. About $670,000, one person. And this is the money that importers are looking for to import raw materials. Manufacturers are looking for money to import raw materials. Now, do you see why price is going up in Nigeria? Because if the importer who is importing equipment had to import it this expensive, they would definitely jack up their price when they are selling. And the person who will suffer it is that poor man on the streets, whom we don't even know if he has received his salary. And if he received, how much the salary could be. If the salary is not up to, what is the salary? How many people are earning 100,000 Naira in Nigeria's salary? Which means how many people are earning 150,000, 150 pounds, dollars, $150 or even $200 in a month in Nigeria. So, like you said, that they're weaponizing poverty. That is the truth. They are weaponizing poverty and they are using it to manipulate Nigerians. And it is quite unfortunate. My dear, I think we need to draw it here tonight, but
Thank you.
let us think and how to go, how to move on. Nigeria is a place all of us came from, and I hope and trust that something better could come out of that place. But so far, it's so challenging and is indeed unfortunate.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you for coming. And thanks for
wonderful
you.
time.
Yeah. And thanks to you, my viewers. Please remember to feel free to like, leave your comments, and share your thoughts. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time online. Have a good day, and bye-bye.